Occurred, November 25, 2003 7:20 Location, Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape, unknown. Duration, 5 minutes. Characteristics: hovering light over Avon for 10 minutes, sends signal then disappears. Saw light for about 10 minutes or so, not moving at all. Upon flashing my flashlight at it, it seemed to flash back but not in any specific order. I thought for a while it was the top of a distant antenna about a mile away. I turned away to start my work and looked back in less than a minute and it was gone. There were no other lights or planes to be found in the sky, and at dawn in about 20 minutes I was able to see there was no antenna.
Occurred, September 17, 2011 1955 Location, Avon, in shape, unknown. Duration, 30 minutes. Vicinity or aircraft chasing the object. 17 UFOs seen in Avon, Indiana. September 17, 2011. We live in a suburban type of neighborhood, and I had just put my kids down to bed. So, I went outside to smoke. All of a sudden I saw 3 crafts in the sky flying together, with bright pulsating orange lights that seemed to be flying in a zigzag pattern coming over some trees in the neighborhood and closer. When they got closer, I realized that they were not airplanes and they were spinning. That's why they seemed to be flying in a zigzag pattern. And then 2 more started coming over the tree line and I ran to get my boyfriend, and I was screaming, "Oh my God, you have got to see this." He came out and was shocked. That's when we were noticed that also they seemed to fly straight up at the same point in the sky and vanishing, instead of going straight out through the horizon. That's when my boyfriend decided to go grab his cell phone and try and get pictures if there was more. And boy was there, they just kept coming. I was counting them and had some. I reminded him that there was a video recorder on the phone. On the photographs it just looked like orange sphere-shaped specks, but to us we could see them clear as day. On the video the craft seemed to be dancing around the sky and then vanishes. At one point one of them was going a little slower than the other and it had like a diamond shape of lights under it. The orange lights were so bright they kind of looked like flames. Later some regular planes came by. I wondered if they had seen it too. I never believed in UFOs before until last night. The experience was life-changing. Occurred, the 12th of August 2012 1 o'clock Location, Avon, in shape, duration, unknown. Characteristics: missing time was experienced. Animals reacted to the event. I saw 2 bright lights, and then a craft of overwhelming proportions. It started with me having some friends over for a Nerf battle, sleepover. After the battle, we went to sleep in a tent. Before we fell asleep, we saw 2 bright spherical lights in the sky, maybe up and down and up and down. Next, we fell asleep. Something woke me up, but I don't know what. I looked out the tent and saw a large orange circular thing in the sky. It had 3 circular lights on the bottom, arranged in a triangle. The craft itself was shaped like a disc and was extremely large. It was probably as high as a plane, but still took up most of my vision. When I first saw it, I woke up the nearest of my friends, and asked him what he saw. He described it perfectly. Now, I'm not saying I saw an alien craft, or some military thing, but I saw an unidentified flying object. I then wrote down what I saw, drew a quick sketch and went to sleep. I don't know why I waited to report it, but I did. What I saw, again to clarify, was a UFO, not something alien, at least not for certain. The neighbor's dog was barking like crazy during the time this happened, and when I first saw it I checked my watch, and it was 1 a.m. Afterwards, it was nearly 4 a.m.
Occurred, the 3rd of October 2013 2100 Location, Avon, in shape, fireball. Duration. Driving home from work, 6 bright red dots in the night sky following the same way I was driving, then disappeared after 3 minutes. I saw them on my way home, bright red balls in the night sky. Thought they were towers, but nope, 2 of them close to each other. The next ones staggered in height and distance. I stopped at the light and they were moving north like they were following, then after about 3 minutes or so they disappeared. This is not my first time seeing them. The last time was a year ago in Tennessee, a big fireball in the sky. It was beautiful actually.
Occurred February 16, 2020, 22:30. Location: Avon. In shape: other duration: 2 to 3 seconds. Large blue flash coming from the sky. Large blue flash as far as I could see. The flash appeared to start from the sky, then quickly illuminated towards the ground.
Occurred September 26, 2020, 20:35. Location: Avon. In shape: unknown duration: 4 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object, green and red ribbon lights passing over my neighborhood. We were driving when my wife first observed lights in the sky. She slowed the car and leaned forward, looking up through the windshield. She announced what she was seeing, and I looked up through the windshield and also observed 2 lights as they were passing over us. The lights were red and green but emanated from the same place, not like 2 separate lights which would be installed on an airplane's wingtips. These lights gave me an impression that they were on the underside of the craft and were more like a light ribbon instead of distinct bulbs. The lights passed over us and they were seen to vary their distance from each other in an almost playful flight pattern. It was difficult to estimate the size of the crafts against the night sky. My best estimate is less than 100 feet at the time of observation. We did not notice any aircraft engine noises. I used my cell phone and caught a short video clip of the objects in the north sky as they continued out of our view. The whole incident lasted 2 to 3 minutes.
Occurred February 20, 1996. 40. Location: Brownsburg, Speedway. In shape: sphere. Duration: approximately 3 to 5 minutes. Object looked like a full moon, but it traveled too fast and went the wrong way. Gentlemen, I was on my way home from work one morning. The object in question looked like a full moon that was out that previous night as well. But this object was hovering when first I spotted it. I say hovering will suffice it to say it was stationary, then all of a sudden it started moving toward the north by northwest. As we all know, the moon does not travel on a northwest trajectory, especially over here on the North American continent. The last time that I saw it, it went over a hill and I lost sight of it. As I was on the interstate at the time, I couldn't pursue it any further. If you have any further questions of me on this matter, just contact me by the usual methods. After I got home and was unloading the car, I happened to look to the south and there was the moon right where it was supposed to be.
Occurred the 7th of June 2009, 6 o'clock. Location: Brownsburg. In shape: fireball. Duration: 2 minutes. Fireball over Brownsburg, Indiana at about 6 a.m. My husband was leaving for work when he saw a fireball in the sky. He quickly ran and grabbed the camera and taped about a minute of video of what looked like a flame, or ball of fire, floating in the sky. There was no sound accompanying it. My husband is a very skeptical CPA, who doesn't believe in anything he cannot see, so for him to watch this, much less video the incident, is a huge sign that it was something very strange. He had to leave to get to work on time, but as he drove, he kept looking for it. After floating along slowly, suddenly it was gone. It was definitely nothing we have ever seen before and doesn't appear to be man-made.
Occurred the 6th of October 2012, 2042. Location: Brownsburg. In shape: fireball. Duration: 3 minutes. Characteristics: there was an aura or haze around the object, orange orbs southeast of Brownsburg, and on the 6th of October 2012. My wife and I were waiting to park in our garage. One of our kids had parked blocking our entrance. As we waited, our car faced southeast so that we could pull in as soon as the other car was moved. During the time we waited, we noticed 2 orange orbs in the night sky facing us that looked to be roughly 10 miles off toward downtown Indianapolis. The orbs were initially horizontal to one another and had a slight shimmer. At first, we thought these might be helicopters or a military operation, but the orbs were not moving any closer. Rather, as we continued observation for the next minute or so, we saw the orb on the right make a sudden dip to a vertical formation. The orb on top did not change position. The orb on the bottom switched back to the horizontal formation and the vertical a couple more times. These were fast, sharp movements that did not resemble a helicopter. The orb that moved started to get close to the other orb and was started to move behind the other orb. At this point, our daughter signaled us and moved her car. We pulled into the garage, all the while keeping an eye on the orbs until we crossed the threshold into the garage. In the span of maybe 10 seconds that it took for us to park and walk back out to the driveway, the orbs have vanished. I would not expect a helicopter or other conventional craft to simply vanish.